Welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yeah, what if I told you that some 5-gallon kegs can hold more than what they're rated for? So they hold more than 5 gallons. I'd be okay with that. But then I found a concern. What if some 5-gallon kegs don't actually hold 5 gallons of liquid? Yeah, I did a lot of research, asked a lot of questions, didn't get a lot of answers. So I had to do my own research. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate the sharing. Yeah, I started doing a lot of research on kegs. I'm considering either building or buying another keezer that can hold up to 8 kegs down the road. Not right away, but hey. And I'm thinking, what kind of kegs do I want in there? You know, do I want to build a bunch of 1.5 gallon test type systems and maybe put as many as 16 kegs in there? Or do I want to go with regular 5-gallon kegs and, you know, put less or more beer in them? It doesn't really matter. The key is I was really doing a lot of research and I had some concerns. First thing I did find out is, why does a keg like this cost almost as much as a keg like that? Well, the little extra stainless steel in here has a minimal cost. What costs the most is the top and the bottom parts of the keg and the design and assembly and all the parts. So that's one thing. And I started understanding and I'm like, well, that sucks, but I get it. So it makes more sense for me to buy kegs this size than this size financially and for multi-purpose usages. So I'm thinking, 5-gallon kegs might be the better way to go than a bunch of little ones, although I'm still kind of, how do you say, out there and thinking about it. But then I saw a little comment out there, and as a lot of you know, I order a lot of stuff from Adventures in Home Brewing, but lately I've been ordering more of my stuff from More Beer. Not anything against Adventures in Home Brewing, just More Beer is carrying a lot of different things that I can't get on the other website, and I like both companies a lot, and that's the reason I shop at certain companies, is I like the company and they have what I need. I mean, bottom line, if a company is awesome but doesn't have the product you're looking for, you know, it's not their fault. It's just, maybe it is, I don't know. But you have to go somewhere else. So I reached out to More Beer. I reached out to several YouTube home brewers that have these Slimline Torpedo Kegs. They're very slick. I know back when they first came out, I saw some review issues that were kind of grumpy, but in the past year, almost 3 years or so, they've been really good reviews, great reviews. But I saw one review that concerned me. That review was, I just noticed a problem on this keg. That's not good. I noticed one person said that this doesn't hold 5 gallons of beer. I want to say he said it was like 4.75, which he wasn't correct necessarily, but I was concerned. More Beer couldn't answer the question. They do seem affiliated with Torpedo Keg. I don't know if they are, but they seem to be. What I just noticed is I have a rubber seal over here. I'm missing a rubber seal over here. I haven't even used the keg other than putting water in it. So, yeah, I'm missing a rubber seal. That's not good. I have spares, but it's kind of disappointing to get something brand new and be missing the seal. So now I'm looking at everything. I got one sticking down and this is sticking up. I don't know if that's supposed to be sticking out like that either. So, okay. We got some negatives right off the bat on a product that looks really nice, and I was hoping to be overly excited, and then I'm still excited. Before I jump into the 5-gallon kegs, I will tell you from some of the stuff I was researching, I found out the regular size, this is the Slimline, but the regular size Torpedo Kegs are out there and they hold more than what they're rated for. And I can't remember if they were bragging or just everybody else was, but they hold more than what they're rated for. But nobody would tell me what the Slimline is rated for other than it holds 5 gallons. It says 5 US gallons, so it's gotta be 5 US gallons. Yeah, we'll get into that here in a second. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go over here. This is my little cheap, I like to say cheap Chinese knockoff, but honestly, I think a majority of these things come from there. Although I know this says USA and I believe this says USA too, but I'm not sure. We'll have to check. Okay, so let's just look really quick at the 1.75 gallon corny keg. What I did for my tests, I did 3 levels. One, I filled it up to where I could just barely get this in, the lid, just barely get it in and close it without disturbing the liquid below. That means if I'm filling this up old style right through the top and I put this in, it doesn't hit the beer, okay? So this is rated for 1.75 gallons. I did 228 ounces, which is 1.78 gallons. So I got a little bit better than what it was rated for. But to be fair, if I sealed it up and I did a pressure transfer, or mechanical, however you want to do it, but I transferred it direct through here, I could actually get 128 the gallon, and then 120, I did it by how much more over a gallon, because everything was measured, sorry about the noise, everything was measured to the precision ounce, or even less, so I can get exact, and I could be off by about half an ounce here and there, but overall, I shouldn't be off by more than an ounce at max. So I got 1.93 gallons in a 1.75 rated keg. So yeah, I can do 1.93 gallons. That's awesome. Now, I also did something that you're not going to do and it's worthless to you, but how much does it actually hold all the way to the very tippy top where you can't really do anything, and if you shove this in, you'd spill a bunch of beer. I got 1.965 of a gallon, which means it was 123.5 ounces plus the 128, so 1.96 plus or minus a half ounce, however you want to say it. So yeah, better capacity than what it's rated for. Awesome. You know, bonus. I'm not going to say it's you're looking for it, but it's a bonus. This little bad boy, which really, I started thinking, this is like minimalistic with the exception of these little arms. There's no extra anything. It's just that. I do remember it's only rated for 60 PSI, so it's not rated. Most of these are rated for, I believe it's 130, and I think this is 130. I don't know, 180 PSI, 130, 60. Yeah, you see what I mean. But it's called a Yebrew. Yeah, like I said, it's Yeabrew. Stackable. No, it was something I was testing. Like I said, I was looking for 1 gallon type systems. It holds 1.6 gallons according to what it's rated for. I did a test and filling it, like I said, just before I can barely get the standard corny keg type lid in without hitting the liquid, which was kind of tight. I had to be careful. I had to do it 3 or 4 times just to make sure I was accurate. I could get 1.7 gallons, so 6.3% more in it than what it's rated for. But then I turn around and I close it and I do a close transfer, I can get up to 1.87 out of a 1.6 rated gallons. And if I want to top it off, which I said, you know, it's useless, but I did it just to see how much it physically can hold all the way to the top. And I did this just in case somebody was rating things based on that. But it was 1.91 gallons. So yeah, I'm good with 1.87. When I'm only paying for 1.6, I'm good. So kind of cool. Now let's go to our classic. This is what I own. I'm not gonna say a ton, but let's think, 7, 8. I think I own 8 of these. They're not cheap. They're rock solid, 180 PSI. I didn't realize it was 50 PSI over, but I mean, rock solid keg, just a great keg. I've been using them for years now. And I said, you know what, let's see what a standard 5-gallon corny keg can do. Okay, so I went all the way to a point where I could just barely get the little lid in. I only got 1.5 ounces over 5 gallons. So it's 5 gallons and I'm perfect if I'm putting the lid on and I've still got a little head space up there. Perfect, 5 gallons plus 1.5 ounces. Now, I decided to bring it all the way up, and I guess there's more of a dynamic ripple with this thing. I don't know, I don't understand. But needless to say, when I went all the way to the top as a closed transfer, I could get 21.5 ounces, so an extra 20 ounces of liquid in, which put me at 5.168 of a gallon. Not much to speak of, but if you're doing a transfer and you're transferring 5 gallons and you know you have exactly 5 gallons and maybe it's over by an ounce or two, you're gonna be fine. It's not gonna spill over or anything like that. Now, then I took the lid off and I went all the way to the very tippy top, as we say, and it was 24 ounces over. So it was 5.188. So if you accidentally transfer a little bit less than 5 1/4 gallons, it's gonna come out the other side if you have a blow off tube on the other side like I use with the little control system. But yeah, so it's 5.188 of a gallon or 5.19. But you're only going to be transferring up to a maximum of 5.1, just under 7, 5.17. So it's rated for 5, and you get a little bit more than 5 gallons. I'm good with that. Now understand, I'm not busting on these guys. I love the design. I'm looking for it because I'm looking to put systems here where it's not going to get hit. It's safe. I like the design a lot. What I was a little upset is that no one could tell me what it can truly hold, and that they put 5 US gallons on here. It's not. Yeah, I know. Disappointing a lot of people. Probably got some YouTubers out there going, oh, I remember he asked me about that. Ah, and I told him 5 gallons, or I said I don't know. Okay, I hate to burst your bubble, but it's not 5 gallons. So I filled it all the way. If you want, sorry for the noise, where you have to slide this in and not hit it. I could only get, drum roll please, 4.625 gallons. Yes, you heard me. Just a little over 4.5 gallons of beer in here without hitting it with the actual lid when I'm got it up there. So yeah, so I had 48 ounces of beer left behind if I filled it that way, if it was 5 gallons. So 48 ounces, what is that? 1, 2, 3, like 3 pints at 16 ounces, or 4 beers of 12 ounces. So that was disappointing. Then I decided, let's do a closed transfer, put the lid on and see how far. And I did it visually up to the lip of that. And I only left 16 ounces behind. So if you're doing a closed transfer, you can get 4.875 gallons of beer in here, not 5. It says 5, 4.875. You're gonna leave a pint behind. You're gonna leave 16 ounces behind because 16 ounces didn't fit, and that left you at 4.875. So you're just a hair below 5 gallons. Now, if you wanted to fill it all the way to the edge, which is pretty much useless, you only left 13.5 ounces behind, and you were at 4.895. And like I said, I know that's useless, but I did it to see if these things were rated based on that. I did this one first. Actually, I did it twice, but first time just to see if maybe they were rating by total capacity without the lid on. It's close, but it's still not 5 gallons. So if you're in the neighborhood for buying a keg and you're looking for 5 gallons, go here, or go to the Torpedo Keg, regular Torpedo Keg, 5 gallons. I'm told it holds more than 5 gallons, so you'll be fine there or there. If you're okay with leaving a little behind, or like I do, where I do a lot of split batches, 3 gallons, things like that, or you're doing smaller batches and you want a regular size keg because it makes more financial sense than buying smaller ones, so as you expand, you'll be fine. This is the Slimline, and I like it. I like it a lot. I wish it held 5 gallons. That's very disappointing. Almost as disappointing as the attention to detail where I'm missing the little rubber on the ball. That's frustrating too. And I'm not sure if that, like I said, it's supposed to be sticking out, and that one's not. One's recessed, one's sticking out. So maybe I got the oddball out, I don't know. It had a little dent, it had some scratches, but you know what, I'm sorry. When you buy kegs, you're gonna get a little bit of scratches, and I've seen some people complaining on More Beer and even Adventures in Home Brewing about little scratches and nicks and stuff. This one's been used for years, and it's got tons of scratches and nicks. It has not affected the product. It's still a great keg. It still works great. I saw that, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not worried. I mean, that's nothing. That comparably, yeah. What's disappointing is that it doesn't actually hold 5 gallons of beer. And hopefully Torpedo Keg sees this video and goes, ooh, yeah, we might need to look at that and see what we can do to maybe add, like, I'm thinking maybe like less than a 1/4 inch of length, and suddenly you'll have 5 gallons. It's not going to take much. So, not to beat a dead horse, but next time you go to buy a keg, you might get some extra space, or you might not get enough space at all. So double check what you're ordering and double check what you need it for. Thank you again for joining us here at Bitter Reality Brewing. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate it. Still going to use the keg. I've got plenty of uses for it, but it's sad. I just couldn't get anybody to give me a good answer, so I had to test myself and let you know. Thank you.